Hi everyone, my name is Shelby Morgan and this is my webinar called Outreach for the Next Generation. So a little bit about me. I am a public relations student at Full Sail University. I am a recent graduate. I graduated in 2015 from Emmanuel College with my master's degree. I am an advocate for helping children and promoting them in every way possible. So that's just a little bit about who I am. So why this webinar? This webinar is basically a guide or a tool, if you will, that will help people to understand what a child looks like if they are deemed at risk. Now, this is a subject that's very close to my heart, and I have years of experience in this area. I work with a foundation called KIMS Foundation, where we help children from ages 4 to 18 through all walks of life, spiritual, emotional, physical, academic, and we help them progress and we help them move to the next level. This is also a topic nobody really talks about unless it happens to them. A lot of people don't understand what at-risk looks like because it's not something that is just straight focused and straight into your mind. So it's something that I think needs to be addressed. So what is at-risk behavior? Now, I have a statistic that according to a study done by the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse at Columbia University, about 46.1% of children, which is roughly 34.5 million children under 18, live with a substance abuser. In addition to substance abuse and other issues at school, 60% of parents fear that their child will be bullied. 54% fear their child will struggle with anxiety and depression. And at risk is, here's the technical term for it, is a child who is less likely to transition into adulthood successfully, often used to describe students or groups of students who are considered to have a higher probability of failing academically or dropping out of school. Because it is such a broad term, all youth could fall under that scope. Another reason they could fall under it is poverty, English not as a first language, social and mental disabilities, just a variety of things that can factor into them not being able to, not being able to be successful in adulthood. So, what are some of the factors of at-risk children? I mentioned earlier poverty. Poverty is one of the main factors that affect children because they're not in control of where they live or how they live. They're just there. Something else is juvenile delinquency. So factors like school and community behaviors, family factors, and health. School and community. Sometimes when the children act out in school, that affects or have problems at home, that affects their school work and it affects their social life. And then their family members, if they are children products of divorce or if they don't know who their fathers are, they are just, this is just something that they go through every day. Why is it important for the community to recognize this? Although school dropout rates are going lower, they could be even lower. A number of youth are in jail are higher than children graduating high school. And this sounds alarming, but it is the raw truth. A lot of kids are getting into more trouble, and a lot of factors play into that. But the community is not as proactive as it should be because these children, they live there, they interact there, but they're just there. There's no one really taking into consideration how they feel, what they go through, or actively listening to them. So why should the community be involved? Well, community involvement improves school-related behaviors. So if they are in school and they are having problems, someone from the community helping them, guiding them along the way helps improve them academically, socially, physically, mentally. This helps them gain confidence. It impacts their academic achievement. Their grades will go higher. Their ability to succeed in the classroom will also increase. And it also reduces a school suspensions rate. Kids being suspended is very, very normal, but it is also high because the classrooms, the teachers, the faculty and staff don't know how to address certain certain behaviors. So how else will, to continue this, how else will it impact the children? Well, they earn higher grades on test scores and are enrolled in higher level programs. This helps them, these things help them, you know, become graduates, and then this will also propel them to think about their futures, like going to college or going into the workforce, and it helps them be promoted and pass their classes and earn credit. A lot of things, I know in the state of Georgia, there's a lot of testing for students, and so if they're having problems, you know, with their circumstances, community involvement will help remedy these circumstances if they can't completely change them, and help them get the help they need academically and socially. This will also increase the children's ability to attend school regularly. A lot of kids aren't able to make it to school because of their parents working multiple jobs, so they don't have transportation to get back and forth. Also, they don't have after-school care for the children, so attending school regularly is a bit of a problem. But with community involvement, this will help change that a little bit. Community involvement will help the kids have better social skills and show improved behavior and adapt well to school. From personal experience, I know that transitioning, especially in middle school, from elementary to middle school and from middle school to high school, that transition is very scary for a lot of people, for a lot of young students. And so with the community involved, they can show and help the kids that are moving from grades 5th to 6th, or from grades 8th to 9th, or from 12th to college. That can help them understand that, hey, it's okay to be scared, but, you know, you can make friends, be social, and have a very productive academic life as well. And this will also encourage young teens to want to go to school and graduate and go on to post-secondary education. College or trade school, this will encourage them to set foot forth and be able to have a strong stance in their community. So how can the community be involved? There are a lot of ways. I just listed a few of them here. Parents should come together and do community events. Something that the organization I partner with, we do, that we're going to get back into doing, is the Back to School Jam. What we do is we have relationships with organizations or certain stores like Sam's Club, Costco, and Walmart, and we get them to donate backpacks, school supplies, clothes, socks, anything that can be needed, because around this time of year is a very busy time, and a lot of parents can't afford certain stuff for their kids. So that is something that the parents could come together and do, because it's very important that the children know that they have a support system that is backing them 100%. Talk to local government officials. Another thing is, our organization, we had a strong relationship with the mayor of Sandy Springs before she passed away, and she helped us get a lot of funding and a lot of activities set up for our organization, so that way we could help kids and bring them together and get them prepared for school. Explain to parents what volunteer opportunities are available in your school. A lot of parents don't have time to be actively a part of the PTA, but if the community says, okay, well, outside of the school, we'll help with the school, but we want to do something and partner with the school that'll give them, that'll help the kids, and that'll help parents who can't be as active as they want to be because of work or because of other things. And this will help them be more involved in their child or their children's school and academic learning. Be specific about what help you need from parents and community members. Community members and Parents don't always know what to do in terms of things like this. They are just still getting the feel for it themselves, because sometimes communities are not as active as most are. So if you tell them what you need from them, then 9 times out of 10, most of them will be ecstatic to help, because that is something that they would want to do. Invite parents to fill out a volunteer form when they register their child for school. I personally have seen this happen. A lot of stuff that I did when I was in school, my mom signed up for it because she wanted us to be involved with our community. We have long-lasting relationships within our community just based on her signing up to volunteer for something. And another thing is, find a reliable parent to serve as a volunteer coordinator who will develop a database of information from completed forms, arrange for training, and prepare a day-by-day schedule. This is important because even though as parents they have so much to do, it's great that they have someone who can help them stay on track, because parents lose focus as well. And so if the children see the parents doing this, then that will want them to become more organized, more proactive in their school. And so this is just a list of things that, communities can do to become more involved with the students. So when should this start? Now. Absolutely right now. Because you don't want to wait for a child to grow up and then they not be able to go into adulthood successfully. A lot of young adults my age, I know, struggle with, finances and being able to handle work and have a healthy balance in life, because they were not prepared for this as children. So if the community starts now and they help them, with scheduling and help them be on track with certain things, check their agendas, make sure their homework is completed on time and handed in when due, make sure everything that they have is organized, this will start a healthy habit. And, once you do something for more than 21 days, it starts to become a habit. So if the parents get more involved with the students, and then the community helps the parents, and the community helps the kids, and this will help the kids become into successful and prospering adults. So I would like to open this up for any questions. If anyone has any questions, you can feel free to contact me on any of my social media. I will leave it on my website that I will also post with this webinar. But once again, I want to thank everyone who will be watching this webinar, and if you have any questions, you can always post a comment or leave a question on my website. I will answer as quickly as I can. And I just want to say thank you for allowing me to have this platform to speak to you about something I think everyone should be proactive in. Thank you.